Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you're all having a great day. So I've had about 3 people at this point reach out to me about issues with fingerprint sensor calibration on the Pixel 6. For those of you who don't remember, from what I read from some of the manuals at the time prior to the release of the product, it said that if the camera or logic board needs to be replaced, you need to use a camera module provided to authorized service providers, and it needs to be calibrated. This was worrisome given the fact that there were companies like Apple that were doing the best they could to pair certain parts of the board, requiring you to be an AASP in order to make the part work again properly. This was noticed with the camera and some other things. And now, luckily, when this was released, they did actually make it so that it was user replaceable. And I was quite happy to see that it was user replaceable, even if it was kind of sad that we're at a point where that's actually considered good news. That being said, there have been a lot of people that have been reporting problems, and I wanted to read one of those to you. So someone said, you could buy a broken Pixel 6 Pro on eBay. The display is destroyed and almost unusable. Yeah, but the fingerprint sensor is working. Buy a screen from Gadget Fix with a fingerprint scanner and frame attached. Replace the screen and get the fingerprint scanner must be calibrated message. Here's where it gets fun. Try to use the fingerprint scanner repair tool and get a message that says, cannot find the unique calibration for this device. Start talking to Google support. They say they've reported this issue and will get back to me. Dig around the fingerprint scanner tool. It's just running 3 fastboot commands. Get the link to the calibration file using fastboot. Download it. Use fastboot to install it. Finally, get a response from Google saying they won't do anything about their tool when 1, it doesn't work on many people's original screens, and 2, isn't do-it-yourself/aftermarket screen repair the whole purpose the tool exists. I'd be glad to mail you the phone and the original screen so you could verify this, but you don't have time. Here's at least a video warning about this would be good. And I checked out some of these posts, and some of them are old, but some of them are as recent as just last week. So this is on support.google.com. Couldn't find the unique calibration software for this device. I replaced my Pixel 6 display. Same problem. I'm having the same issue. Same issue. Same issue. It's annoying. Same issue. Same issue. Same issue as well. Same here. Frustrating to be sure. And it's assigned a bug, but not fixed. Over here, this is on XDA developers. Look at the other threads. I'm sure you'll find the help you need. I'm having the same issue. Same issue. This is just kind of sad. Like, just a really poor launch by Google, buggy software everywhere, and this is January 25th, so just a few weeks ago. There's people on Reddit saying that they had this problem. One guy took it to a U-Break iFix, and he asked about it, and they say it's a known problem. Guy doesn't give a very clear answer, but he makes it sound like this is a calibration issue and it's 50-50. He doesn't sound too convincing because he seemed like he was trying to make an excuse, so I just leave with the phone. That's literally exactly what he was doing because he had no good answer for you, which is really, honestly, what would wind up happening here, which is why I don't fix Pixels. But I also suspect there's some truth to it. Took it to another U-Break I fixed during my Thanksgiving holiday in a different state. Explained the situation to them, the calibration tool not working. Suggested them to try a new display. New display did not work. Tech saw the same error I did on my end when I tried calibrating still. Later that day of the repair, the tech got it to work somehow. Not sure if it was a phone parts issue or they did some trick in the software side. 99% chance they just kept trying it over and over again and eventually it worked. And because it's really awkward to explain that to a customer oftentimes, if you just kind of awkward or don't have a great reputation, you may just let them think that you did something crazy. I'm betting 99% they just kept trying it and hitting it, and eventually it worked. Even on iFixit, you see a lot of people posting that there are issues with the fingerprint calibration. And do keep in mind that this was a phone that was talked about getting released October of last year. It's really kind of lame that in February of 2022, this has not happened. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because there's a trend that I'm afraid of seeing take place, which is where the manufacturer says, no, look, there's no need for right to repair. Look, we're doing it already. We're doing it already. We're doing it already. You see what Apple did with the Independent Repair Provider Program. The IRP program that came out in 2019 doesn't give us access to anything. Can't get a board view. I can't get a schematic. I can't get a chip. Can't get a CD3217. Can't get an ISO 9240. Can't get a charge port to an iPhone. But look, we already did this. And then they released a new program that's supposed to allow ordinary consumers to get access to that same very, very, very narrow and limited scope of parts and materials that most repair shops have realized is so useless they never even bothered signing up for the program for. But look, they're doing it. And look, it'll be done by the end of 2022. See, there's no need for right to repair. We're already doing it. And I just think it's important to not get fooled by this. Now, for all I know, maybe this fingerprint calibration sensor tool sucking is just one of those cases where, listen, software screw up. Shit happens. But it being this much of an issue, Like after 4 months? There's something weird about that. Like, again, I don't have proof. I don't have evidence. Just one of those tingly feelings. It's like, why? Why? You know, and it's one of the things that I want my audience to always be very careful of and very skeptical about, which is when a company says, there is no need for right to repair. Look, we're already doing it. Dig, dig, dig. Look further than just PR. Look further than just this thread on Reddit. Look further than just a headline. Really dig into it. Is that true? Or is that just something that was put there in order to get you to shut up so that they can go on as business as usual without having to care about legislation that would actually give consumers the ability to fix their own stuff the same way that the manufacturer can fix it themselves? I am like 50-50 on the fence here as to whether this is just a software bug or an intentional thing. I think that here's the way I think this stuff may work out. It may be a software bug that then once it's ignored for a certain period of time, that kind of becomes an intentional thing. Like with Apple. I don't think that when there's a chip that was particularly designed in a way where we couldn't use anything else as a drop-in, or they take a chip that's readily available, they change an address of something, and then it doesn't work anymore. I don't think that that was done intentionally. Maybe they just had some sort of different functionality that they wanted, or it needed to interface with a proprietary chip, so they changed it. But once it was made to their attention, once somebody brought it to their attention that this makes it impossible to fix a $2,000 board, and they just ignored that for 2 or 5 years, then I think it becomes kind of intentional. Again, the initial action is not necessarily intentional. It's how you respond to that realization that something was screwed with the people's ability to fix their own stuff, or the way you didn't respond to it that really says something. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with this calibration tool. I'm curious to see if people are going to continue having trouble with this calibration tool into the future. I hope they don't. I really hope that Google sets a precedent and says, no, we are not going to be like Apple. We are not doing what Apple does. If you wish to fix your phone, we will give you everything that you need to be able to fix your phone. We are not going to babysit you. We are not going to say that you're too stupid. We're not going to say that things may explode or you're going to get hacked or all these other things. We will let you fix things in your own phone. We will prove that we are different. I hope that Google does that, and I hope that is the end result of everything that goes on. I really do. I'd like to see some actual differentiation in the market rather than just one company that copies all the negative aspects of the other company, has a different logo on their rectangle that they're selling you, and claims that it is different. But we'll see. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. If you're having an issue with your Pixel 6 or Pixel 6 Pro with the fingerprint calibration, you're not alone.